break. Hello there, welcome back to the channel. Today we are here at John Rock Camp and 4x4. I wasn't sure where to start the video, but since we are currently in the middle of the first obstacle, I might as well start it here. As you can see, I'm not in my single cab. The single cab is having issues, which I will expand upon in a later video. So we are currently in my new acquisition. If you haven't watched the video of me introducing this car, go watch it, it'll be up there. But I bought the cheapest 4x4 Toyota HILUX in the country. This is a 1991 2.2 petrol, which has been affectionately named Dexter. I will show you a bit more about it later. Let me first get through this obstacle and I'll take you through what my tire pressures are, the particulars of this specific 4x4 route, and I'll expand upon those once I get through this.
Now there are many times throughout this video where you will see, point in case, that this car is not set up for 4x4ing. Those of you that watched the previous video will know that it's set up for overlanding. It's got a bunch of super heavy stuff in the back. The rear springs have been retensioned and repacked to carry more load, and the front is box standard. This thing does not flex at all, and that huge winch box that has been sellotaped to the front of it does not help either. Rest assured, this is a problem that will be solved shortly.
Okay, this seems to be quite the compound of obstacles. I don't quite feel like stopping right now. I've got my dad in front of me in his 1996 Toyota Land Cruiser 80 Series GX. Now what he is driving is the 4.5 petrol carbureted. We both have open diffs, and he sort of has what would be the runt of the litter of the 80 series, but it's an old man Emu suspension on 33-inch mud terrain, and I think here's a little opening patch where I can stop, so I'll walk you through what we're working with. And here is what we are working with. Just a bone standard, basically 2.2 carbureted double cab. John Rock is more or less in the northwestern Pretoria region, and once you get in, you'll most likely be treated by the owner, John, who will take you through the rules, because there are a few rules, not really super duper strict rules, just rules to keep everything fun and light and enjoyable. And he'll advise you to take your tire pressures down to 1.2 bar all round. If you're in something heavier like that 80 series, my dad is running 1.5 bar all round right now, but he's probably waiting for me, so let's get back on the trail. Now I am very excited to be driving today, because I guess we all know what happens. Life happens sometimes. This is after 3 times that we've failed to plan a 4x4 trip for the day. This is the first time I'm actually driving in a very, very long time. So I'm just peachy keen to be out here today. It's pretty cool that I'm in my new bucky and that it's working as well as it is, but I am sad that I'm not in blue. Even more sad that I'm not in blue, because the issue that blue is having might mean that I won't be able to do this year's Rista Winter Toyota Jamboree in it, which I've been greatly looking forward to. But luckily I have 2 HILUXes now, and I'll just be doing it in Dexter. So far it seems that all of the obstacles here have their own names. This one is I hate those. Wait, let me go spot, Oh gosh, I hate these things. Eesh. Let me run around. I'm not walking across that. No. Little bit. Straighten up. Passenger side. Yeah, you're good. I don't. No, I'm just walk around. Say what you want. An 80 series is easily one of the best looking 4x4s ever to exist. It's second best in my opinion, first best being the first gen 4Runners.
Now shortly we'll see that my confidence wasn't quite there. I was really psyching myself up, especially about that tire on the passenger side, mainly because my car isn't protected. I don't have rock sliders or anything, and to be quite frank, I don't have a lot of experience behind the wheel. So in a moment you'll see me calling for my dad to help spot me, just so I can have a better idea of where my wheels are.
Apparently I'm too far to the driver's side. I won't lie, I'm a bit nervous. All good?
Okay. That's right, net to it. Mooi.
Up on the tyre.
Hou jou lyn.
Slowly. Another thing that I'm gonna get used to, gonna have to get used to with a 4Y. If I did that with a V8, the compression would have held me much better. These 4Ys have zero compression braking, and it's easily the most annoying thing about this engine package, even more annoying than how slow they are. Now when you get here, you are provided with a little map of each trail, and you can apparently there are maps loaded or some other app that John mentioned. We are currently driving the man-made trail a bit wrong, so we're currently at obstacle 12 called Bietjie Onder, which is an off-angle obstacle that goes into now a good axle twister. I need a bit more momentum to get over that one because I'm maxing out and then my dips are opening up and then I've got no more forward motion. Momentum. Good thing I took my mud flaps off. Oh gosh, this is even worse than this one. Okay, let's do this. Soon you will be pointing up to the sky. This is slightly unnerving. I've not been on quite this angle ever before. This is a bit nerve-wracking. I wish I had the inclinometer in this thing that I have in my single cab, because I would like to know what angle that is. That's probably, I think, 30 degrees, 25 degrees. That was a cool obstacle. I'm liking this track. Okay, so luckily the timing worked out just fine. We are being guided to the nature course, which is called Sluete, or in English that would translate to gullies, I think, or ravines, depending on the context. But to get to the natural route, you actually go to a different yard. Go through a gate, cross the road, through another gate, and then you're on the plot, yard, whatever you call it, farm, land, many words for it, one of which is the correct one. I just cannot remember the correct one. but we are now on our way there to go do that. And if the man-made course is anything to sort of use as a benchmark, I have high hopes. Now I took the precaution of ripping the front mud guards off, which was smart because I already would have ripped them off. Problem is, there's this little bit of the fender liner that once the tire touched it, it folded it over. So every time that I go full lock now, I get some articulation. This screams for bloody death, and it sounds like a catastrophic failure when it's just this thing chattering against the tire. Gonna have to make a plan with that in the future, because that's annoying. So what we're told is that this doesn't look quite as much on camera, but if I walk down here and I get it from this angle, you can sort of get an idea. This is what we just drove through, and the guys told us that this used to be a flat patch of ground. This trail dramatically changes as soon as it rains, and as you can see, this dust is very, very fine. So once it's wet, it's basically clay. And this, all of these gullies and holes, is just from people getting stuck and being recovered. Can only imagine some people have had interesting days in this spot. So if you get stuck, this is one of the vehicles that will come to go get you. It's a only slightly modified Mitsubishi Colt. I don't know much about them. I can hear that it's a diesel, but as you can see, it's got big wheels, big suspension, and it is extremely green. In case anybody was wondering where they can find that bull bar, you can't. It was home built by the previous owner of this cruiser. Gosh, this thing looks good. Quickly had a chat with the guide, and I've said many times on this video now that this trail is good fun. Apparently it isn't even the same trail when it's wet. The guide told us a story of when they had SA 4x4 magazine here to come and grade it. They came when it was dry. Let's get up this hill quickly. Bit of a step, momentum. I did not have enough momentum. Four-wide. I don't have a big V8, a limited slip diff, and mud terrain tires in this thing. I need to think ahead. I need to plan ahead. I'll resume with the story now. very tightly sprung, so the moment that front wheel lifts, I've got no grip. Now where was I? Anyways, they had SA 4x4 here to come graded when it was wet. They said no, the trail's too easy. It's an easy trail, it was good fun, not much special. The owner said, alright, come back when it's wet. And they apparently didn't finish the trail. Came back and said, man, this shit's hard. This shit's very difficult. So the rain completely changes the scope of this course. So I look forward to coming back, and I look forward to coming back even more when it's wet. Maybe I should adjust this car a little bit before I come back here, because these super tight leaves are not doing me any favors. I have a confession to make. There are many things that I like about this car, and currently there's one big thing that I prefer to this one when comparing it to my V8 single cab. And as I mentioned, this thing has a carburetor on it. This has the original Toyota factory fitted Nicky carb on it. It's called a Nicky. I'm not sure if it's an ASIN or if the manufacturer is actually Nicky, but it's a pretty smart carburetor, albeit a bit gutless. Something that carburetors almost always do way better than EFI is throttle response. If I touch the throttle on this thing to set off up on the top of a hill, it responds immediately, and it responds according to my foot, and it gives me just what I want and what I need. I don't know if it's the ECU, the actual EFI system in the HILUX, or just if it's a fault with EFI itself. My HILUX throttle input in my single cab, rather, because these are both my HILUXes, I'm still getting used to having more than one, is not that precise. I sort of have to do a bit more guesswork in the single cab.
Stitch him!
I mentioned rules earlier. One of the rules, which was told to me over the phone, was if you didn't braai here, you didn't come here. It's a 2-hour drive home, so we got to keep that in mind. But while we drive home, probably throughout the video you noticed I don't have a horn button on currently. It's in the cubby hold, mostly because these horn buttons have 4 little prongs. The two top prongs on my button are broken, so it clips perfectly in place. The 2 bottom ones hold it firmly, but the moment that you accelerate or you hit a bump or you go up something, it tilts back and it's rattly. It's annoying. I need to fix it, and I know there are better ways to do it, like you replace the clips with screws and you make stuff out of prattly steel and you 3D print stuff, but really that's too much of a faff, and I'm probably going to remove the steering wheel at some point to clean it up a bit. So a temporary solution would probably be press stick or blue tack or whatever you call it in your part of the world. It's just some stationery that's like a glob, and the glob is sticky, but that stuff gets old, it gets sticky, it gets gross. Something that doesn't do that is sugar-free chewing gum. I think you can tell where I'm going with this. Cruiser is stuck. Yeah, little Dexter did well. There's the little gas braaier. We forgot to buy charcoal, so we're on the gas. And yeah, problems are the winch box. It's just way too low, way too long. You can almost, I think you can see it on camera. You can see here actually, if you can focus please, there you go. You can see there where it munched some ground, some earth. Even with all the weight in the back, this thing does not articulate very well. I'm gonna have to toy with the suspension a little bit to get some more flex out of it. Otherwise, the little new addition did extraordinarily well today. I had a very good time and obviously got a sticker, but here at John Rock there's sort of a sticker system. I think they've got 5 stickers, but there are 3 of note, this being one of them. Since it is dry today, I earned the survived dry sticker. Then there's one for survived wet, because this trail's much more difficult in the wet. That's a different sticker. And then there's a separate sticker for another trail. So as soon as the canopy is off, this is probably going, I think, on the rear window, because I still need to figure out the focus. I still need to figure out the tailgate arrangement for this thing. Not much to say about the cruiser. Obviously the cruiser did well, although the one hub seal that has recently been fixed died again. So that's a problem, and we might have to swap out the entire rear axle to have that never happen again, because the ATs have 2 different axles, the semi-float and the full float. The semi-floats are weird and it's terrible to find parts for them. This has the semi-float, and then there's the full float, which is the better one. All in all, we had an excellent time today, and we will definitely be back for the mountain route. Apparently when it's not overcast and the weather is very nice, especially in summer, you can sort of do a sundowner and you can watch the sunset over Hartbeespoort Dam. And then obviously we're going to come back in the wet, and we've got to come back some other time in the future to do Alexander. There's lots to do here on John Rock, and I greatly look forward to coming back. With that being said, I hope you enjoyed the video. Please leave a like, leave a comment, subscribe to the channel, turn on push notifications, and I guess I will see you in the next one. Cheers.